So, hi everyone. This wasn't on my normal roster of Star Wars videos to do, but it's something that I feel I should talk about, should address. And I'm doing this video, I'm not gonna lie, partly due to a conversation I had with a friend of mine on the subject. Now, my friend's opinion is their opinion. If you're watching this video, you're probably recognizing who you are. It's your opinion, you're welcome to it. It's just the way that that person spoke about their opinion on subject really rubbed me the wrong way. So, as you've read, the subject of this video was retconning the Star Wars canon a smart move to do? Now, for those of you who are still not quite in the loop on what that is, just a little background. Originally, Star Wars was, canon, for those of you who don't know, is the official history of whatever source you're talking about. In this case, Star Wars. What is the official history? What is fact in this universe? What has actually happened in this universe? And for the longest time, it was the first Star Wars three movies, and then of course the prequels. All the movies have always been canon because they are all telling a story existing in the same universe. But before this retcon happened, we had a whole bunch of novels. We had video games. We had TV shows. So we had, I say novels, I mean a buttload of novels. And there was never really any clear proof. No one actually truly came out and say, yeah, this is, or George Lucas and say, yeah, this is canon. That's my George Lucas impression. He never truly came out and said it's canon. Now, some of those could definitely fit into a canon universe, like the episode 7, 8, and 9 novels could have fit into a canon universe. Like the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy could have done that. Heir to an Empire, not Heir to the Empire, that's a different one, I think. But the whole Luke going to the dark side, Emperor coming like that, all kind of technically fit into the universe. But there was never any true 100% yes, this was canon, no, it was not. But people treated it as such, and that's fine if they treated it as such. There was just never any 100% confirmation on that. And whatever. But when Lucas sold the rights to Star Wars to Disney for a buttload of money, like $4.4 billion plus revenues and all that stuff, his grandchildren's grandchildren are set for life, for God's sake. But back to the point. Yeah, when he sold it, Kathleen Kennedy and everyone, Bob Iger, all of them at Disney decided, we need to compress what it actually is and what it's not. Because at the point when Lucas sold Disney, at the point where he did sell Disney, which was about 2012. It was either 2012 or 13. One of two. I think it was 12. When he sold it, there was so much lore, so much going on that there was so many continuity errors going on. You couldn't tell, and people honestly, non-hardcore fans were some of them were confused about so wait, this guy comes back, but then this happen, or wait, why is this happening when this person did this a while back? So there was so much confusion going on that they had to slim down the universe. So they made the executive decision to basically say, okay, we're retconning what it is. And essentially what they did is they said, okay, so from here on forward, what is official canon, was the official Star Wars history is thus. The original movies, the prequels, Clone Wars, the animated TV series that was on Cartoon Network, Star Wars Rebels, which came out a little while ago, but Star Wars Rebels, and anything else they do is officially canon. So any books they come up with now is officially canon. Any movies are officially canon. Any TV series are officially canon. Any novels, anything like that is officially in this universe going forward since they bought the rights to Star Wars. So, and since then, a lot of magazines, a lot of comic books, a lot of novels have come out detailing the actual events that happen in the storyline. And the point of this video is to ask, was that a mistake? Because when I was arguing with this with a friend of mine, they brought up the point that, this is not what happened. This is what happened. They didn't like the fact that Disney was basically like governing as like, oh, Disney is, and I'm paraphrasing that person. If you're watching this, I know I'm maybe not getting 100% of what you said correct. So don't harsh on me from not saying what you said correctly and maybe putting words in your mouth and all that stuff. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just trying to say what you said to the best of my ability right now. More or less, they said, the Disney, she didn't they didn't trust Disney because they don't trust Disney as a company and stuff like that. A little corporate market manipulation on Disney's part for Star Wars and all that. And when I told them, because they didn't care about it, because they weren't going to see Force Awakens. That was the thing. They weren't going to see Force Awakens because they didn't agree with Disney taking it over and things along those lines. So I'm like, okay, do you care? I said, I'm like, you certain? Because it is really good. It is. It's very good. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I came this close to giving it a 10, but I recognized some problems. I'm like, I can't fanboy, but I fanboyed enough. And I'm going to go see it tomorrow, too. But the point is still that they were just like, no, and like, do you care if I spoil or anything? And I'll tell you, I was like, okay, so this happens, and this person did this. Obviously, I'm not spoiling anything. People do stuff in the movie, and this something happens in the movie. Many things happen in the movie. I'm not spoiling the movie in this video, trust me. And she's just like, yeah, okay. But that's not how that happened in the books. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not the canon anymore. Where they changed the canon. Yeah, but that's not what happened. And I spoiled it. It's a she. I was trying to be gender neutral in this, but yeah, she said that, that's not, she kept going on that around. Like, this is what happened in the book. So the question is, was changing the canon a good idea? Because she wasn't the only one. I know there's actually a lot of people who aren't happy with the change, are not happy with the change. In fact, I think there's a Facebook page like trying to sign a petition to get them to change retcon the canon back to the original stuff and source materials. No, first off, that wouldn't work. The fans don't have that kind of power. And second off, no, it was not a bad movie. It was an incredibly smart move to do it because you have so much background lore to go with. That it all became just horrible continuity errors within its own universe at that point that you had to retcon when you basically changed over, saying, we're going to make more movies, we need to establish what has actually happened in this universe to date. By the way, I believe the Knights of the Old Republic may also be canon because it takes place so far back in the history that it does not affect the current the canonology between the prequels and the new series. But yeah, there was just so much going on back then that you couldn't keep it all canon. If you're going to go forward telling a story in the Star Wars universe, the movie universe, and you were going to keep all that canon, you were essentially tied your hands. You couldn't be creative at all because the original Star Wars movies were not originally books or anything like that. They were not based on any original source material. They were original source material that was then adapted into other things, not the other way around. If you had tried to adapt it would have been like the Hunger Games, but with Star Wars. It just would not have worked. I mean, it's Star Wars, and it still probably would have been cool, but you also couldn't adapt it to date because the actors are just too old. And yeah, you could recast them, but everyone would complain. Oh, you want to talk about a fan backlash from that? We're doing episode 7 where Luke goes to the dark side. Only Han, Leia, Luke. Yeah, we're not having any of them back in terms of Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, or Harrison Ford. We're casting new actors. Because, why the hell? Because, they're too old now to do. Or we could do the Uncanny Valley and CGI their faces. Don't worry, though. You'll still get Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Mayhew as Chewbacca, and Warwick Davis as, C-3PO. So it's all good. It's all good. No. That would have been a piss poor choice to go with. Absolutely. And yeah, you could have adapted it in a way where they are older and still done that. That could have worked better, but you're still tying your hands to how creative you can be. You would have taken liberties, but you still, and I know that everyone is like this for new Star Wars. There's a couple of people who are disappointed by it, but I've heard almost no one say they hated it or that it's terrible. Unless you're doing it out of spite, in which case I don't know why you'd be that kind of jackass. So, no, it wasn't a bad move. It was a smart move to retcon the canon and just shrink it down. And my issue with the way, and I'm harking back to this argument, because the way this argument kind of went down bugged me a little bit. I blew it off for the time being, but it did bug me a little bit. The way that this person was arguing to me, it was a fan sticking their head in the sand. And I'm sorry if you're watching it, you're sticking your head in the sand. You can't move past what was already there and try to adapt to change. You're being inadaptable if you can't accept this little change to the history. You still have those stories, by the way. Those stories still exist. They make great fan fiction. They're called the Expanded Legends series or something like that. So they still exist. They're not canon. But the beauty of the way that they've been designed is that any of the studios, anyone filmmaking, writing these scripts, can take anything they want from those expanded universe, and you can call it's called the Legends series. So it's super cool fan fiction basically, but it's still cool. So they can take anything they want from those books, those stories, and cherry pick them, take anything they want, and put it into the Star Wars universe canon if they so choose to make it part of the actual canon now. There were some things in The Force Awakens, not spoiling anything, that were cherry-picked from the expanded universe now, the expanded Legends universe. Cherry-picked from that, and are in The Force Awakens. I'm not going to spoil anything of what they are, but those things that were cherry-picked are in The Force Awakens. And anyone who knows about the expanded lore, expanded universe, the Legends series, knows what I'm talking about. And if they've seen the movie, they know what I'm talking about. So what I don't dig is when fans, and this person too I'm talking about, and again, I'm sorry if you're watching this and I'm singling you out. I'm not trying to single you out, but I'm just detailing how this event went on. I kind of have to keep going back to that point. I'm not trying to diss on this person at all. They are a good friend of mine. At least I consider them to be a good friend of mine. And I don't want to just be disrespecting their opinion. I don't want to say like you're flat out wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying this is why I disagree with you. And I hope maybe you could see my point of view from this video a little better than how I tried to maybe explain it, because I stopped after a while because I knew the argument was going anywhere and it was kind of going to a bad place. But the point is that crap. I'm not disrespecting the opinion of it. It's just to be blind fandom is not good fandom, honestly. There's nothing wrong with loving those stories. There's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that those stories aren't part of the official history anymore, because there's so many of those stories that you can't have that official history if you're continuing a movie franchise. And Disney honestly made a smart move. Now, if you want to get on the whole, excuse me one second, pushing this closer. If you want to get on the whole corporate ownership, manipulation, Disney is evil, all this stuff, that's a different argument altogether. Disney's maybe not the 100% greatest company in the world. They've made their mistakes, absolutely. Absolutely, they made their mistakes, and they're a company first and foremost. Their primary goal is to make money. But never, even if you don't like Disney, if you don't like Universal, Fox, whatever, never be blind about how a studio operates. A studio wants to make the best film they can, usually, because they know it will make the most money that it will. And Disney, and particularly people who are ahead of the Lucasfilms at Disney, are no exception to the rule. Kathleen Kennedy, it was groomed by George Lucas herself to, take over this universe and give it the love and care that the fans want. She respects the fans so much. I mean, Bob Iger, who's in charge there also, he did an amazing job marketing this. He did an amazing job bringing everyone together. Even the cast and crew, you could tell. Harrison Ford, and this is not a review, but Harrison Ford, you could tell, was having a ball, actually. He was Han Solo. He was not Harrison Ford. He was Han Solo. Carrie Fisher, which you could tell she was enjoying being back. You could tell everyone who was on that set was enjoying being there. So it really does bug me when these die-hard fans, or just these fans, decide to be blind loyalists to the original canon without even trying to give the new stuff a shot, without trying to be like, okay, so this is what happened originally in the canon, but now that they've retconned it, this is no longer what happened. It sucks it didn't happen. I'm upset it didn't happen. But you know what? So this is what's officially happened? Okay, I got to wrap my mind around that concept now. Okay, I wrap my mind around that concept. This is officially what's happened. Let's try to enjoy the movie we got now. Enjoy the history we got now. Even if it's not the same history anymore, it's still Star Wars. So I don't understand this blind loyalist attitude. Blind loyalty has never been a smart move in any historical event, be it historical, film-related, or any other form. I'm not going to make any references because I would get dark on that. You can think of some of the references I could have made. So, yeah, overall, yeah, the whole canon thing, I have no issue with the canon that's been retconned. In fact, I think it's a very smart move they did that, because it just simplifies things for It simplifies things for the older fans, obviously, even if they are disappointed that some stuff is no longer canon. But it also helps new fans be like, oh man, so what's happened in this story so far? You don't have to be like, okay, so this happened, and then these 20 novels happened, and then these 3 games happened, and then this and this and this, and like, you don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do is like, if you want to know what's going on in the official story of Star Wars, like, you're like, okay, here's the 6, now 7 movies, plus here's Clone Wars, and if you're so inclined, here's Watch Rebels. And you can read these comic books that keep coming out, son or daughter. So yeah, it does simplify things. I just all my real point is about this is that, first off, yes, it was a smart move, and just try not to be two-dimensional in your thinking. Try to be open-minded to possibilities and not just be so die-hard in how you see things, not so black and white how things are. That's all I'm saying. Try to expand your horizons when it comes to things that you enjoyed very much. If you're upset about it, that's fine. But just don't stick your head in the sand on the subject and be like, no, this is wrong, this is terribly wrong. I boycott this entirely. It's like, because you're denying yourself possibly great things by being that closed in, by being that shut in on something. So, but if I have any advice to you, is to just try to be open-minded. Don't shun something because it's different. They've changed something for you. It's just try to relax on the subject. That's all. Try to have fun with it. It's in the end of the day, it's still just a movie franchise. It is still just, Star Wars. Like, oh no, it's just a film. Granted, I made a video why we love Star Wars, and there are people who are diehard Star Wars fans, and I am a very strong Star Wars fan, but I wouldn't go so far as saying diehard. I can accept change when it comes to certain things. I have difficulty with other forms of change, obviously. Most people do, but when it comes to this, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what's happened? Honestly, it made sense to me when I heard that they changed the canon. I'm like, yeah, there's been so much of it. Yeah, they changed the canon. Okay, that happened. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So, trying to think about having our Star Wars video up tomorrow. Maybe I'll have a Star Wars video up tomorrow. I'll definitely have one up later in the week. No idea what I'm seeing this week right now. It can be a number of things. It might be Point Break or Concussion. I think I'll choose Concussion over Point Break if I have the opportunity. Assuming that I can't catch the limited screening of either The Revenant or Hateful Eight. Plus a Who Would Win. I'm thinking of how I'm going to be doing the Who Would Win. I'm going to try to make it a little Christmas orientated, I think, this time around. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. And remember, it's all just fun. It's all just movies. Try to enjoy it. Just try to have fun with it. So, thanks and have a good night, folks.